Hello, everybody. This is the middle of February 2021, and I feel like I'm ready to talk about parent feedback on VIP Kid. It's been a long journey. 4.5 years of VIP Kid teaching. And when I first started, there was no access to parent reviews. You didn't see everything. Um, I guess if you had an issue, VIP Kid would let you know, but you couldn't see what parents wrote about you. Well, then you did. You saw everything. And all of a sudden, magically, I had like 100 or so reviews, most of them 5 star, a few lower ones when I was, beginning. But since then, it's kind of like blown up into be this thing. And I agree that we should see parent reviews and we should know what parents is thinking about us. I think it really helps us grow as teachers. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for coming. And it definitely has helped me grow as a teacher. I've had my ups and I have my downs in teaching. I'm a high energy teacher, but I do have to admit when I don't sleep well the night before, or I have a couple of nights that are really, really short nights or my baby isn't crying, I'm not my best in the classroom. And I can come across looking tired at times. And that happened to me last summer. I had a couple months where I was just struggling. I needed the money. I needed the bookings. I was only working for VIP Kid. And so I was trying to, budget and plan out. And I did come to class looking tired on occasion. And I got some negative reviews. And I also got some offline negative reviews. And I would get the email saying, you have an offline review. It's it could impact your contract, blah, blah, blah. I would keep getting those. I kind of racked up the offline reviews, but I didn't think anything of it because I'm like, okay, warning, slap on the wrist. Okay, I'll get better at it. I'll try to work hard on it. But the more I got those emails, the more I'm like, you're not doing anything about it. So, oh well. All of a sudden, out of the blue, I get emails saying, you have maxed out your allotted offline feedbacks. You get 3 offline feedbacks per contract and you're at 6. Like, what? What? No warning? Like, no saying you get one more and you're on review? Nope. It's all of a sudden last summer, I got an email saying we have locked your account. What? And thankfully, I had some pre booked from Frenzies, but I was blocked for 28 days. I was blocked out of VIP Kid. I could teach what was booked, but anything that canceled became gray and I could not open it back up again. And it was a huge blow to my confidence because I knew I wanted to get better. I knew I wanted to work at it. And I, I want you guys to know, okay? You get 3 offline feedback per contract. It's not shown anywhere. And I'm kind of like, not angry, but like, I want you guys to know this, okay? You get 3 per contract. They don't tell you this anywhere. And all of a sudden, I had 6, and it was a bad summer for me. I understand it happens to everybody. And this is 8 months later, and I'm still kind of about it, but I'm working through it. And I'm back with the VIP Kid. They let me back in. But during that month, I diversified like crazy. Like, I'm so sorry, VIP Kid, but I'm not going to be completely and totally loyal to you if you're going to treat teachers like this and not warn them and not tell them what's going to happen so they can, fix it, because I did not see that there was going to be repercussions like this. So now I'm with Go Kid. I opened that back up again because I've been with them for about a year. Not really. I applied to tons of other companies. I had just started with Outschool and I really put my heart into that and grew that business. So now, 8 months later, VIP Kid is um, a smaller amount. Like, I still work with VIP Kid, but I'm only working 4 classes a day and not 8 classes a day. I'm trying to prioritize my sleep. Yes, Kelly, American companies would warn you before locking your contract. And I believe VIP Kid does that too on occasion, but this is one time that they didn't. Like, I was looking back at my old emails because I keep everything. I'm bad about deleting things. I keep everything. And it just said that this could impact your contract. Like, when? Like, when would it impact my contract? And they didn't want me to tell us double the amount. And so, I wish more people would warn you. So today in the VIP Kid land, they did send out a heads up that they're no longer going to invalidate low star reviews. Okay, in the past, if you got like a 1, 2, or 3 Apple review, You could ask them to watch the replay. You could give them a short description of what you did um, that was like not what the parent says. So the parent says that you were low energy. You could say, no, they were low energy. I was very high energy. I was trying to keep them moving and they were just laying on the bed, not doing anything. So how is that my fault? Sometimes I did agree. Okay, I was low energy. I agree with that. But sometimes it was the student's fault for not doing what they need to do. And so sometimes the APK would say, you know what? You're right. The parent's wrong in this instance. We're going to side with the teacher. We're going to validate that. It's still going to show up as a 1-star review. Parents can hunt for it and look for it, but we're going to take that away from your rating. So instead of going from a 4.96, we'll bring you back up to a 5.0 or whatever it is. We're going to add those 4 apples back in. So like you're back where you were in the rating, which in some way it helped, but I was getting so many 5 apple reviews back then that after 100 reviews, it'd be knocked off anyway. So sometimes I didn't even bother trying to invalidate it because they weren't going to side with me anyway. I would just wait like 2 months and I'd get 100 reviews and they'd be knocked off and boom, I'm back up to 5.0. Well, last summer, parents just stopped giving me reviews. Okay. Due to my bad summer last summer, I'm down to a 4.90, which is still great. I mean, it's not that bad. But to certify for some of these certifications, you have to have a 4.90 or above. It's been 8 months and my rating has not raised a single 0.101%. Like it hasn't moved at all. Maybe because I teach a lot of trials, maybe because I don't teach many classes, maybe my parents just don't leave feedback. I might have gotten 50 feedbacks in the last 8 months. It's gonna take me a year to knock off some of these bad ratings from last summer. If I get even one more bad rating, I am no longer eligible to certify for anything else in VIPKID land. And then they say today that having a negative review is not going to impact your standing, your contract anymore, which is true. In some way, you don't have raises to earn towards, so it's not going to impact you in that way. But I'm sure if you have enough negative reviews or even offline feedback, they're just going to say goodbye. So it's like, it's not that personal anymore. And I know I'm coming out here and I'm like, this is not my personality, but I feel it has to be said. I'm finally ready to talk about it, kind of. Some of you were with me when I went through this last summer, and so you kind of saw the rawness. But I'm kind of getting over it. But it feels like VIPKID has made some changes that some are for the better and some are not for the better. I think the more teachers they have under their umbrella, the more they can say we don't have the manpower to deal with raises, to deal with fee off. Invalidating feedback, to deal with all these things. So let's just not do that anymore. Let's just get rid of all these things. And it just makes us like, okay, I mean, I'm loyal to them. I don't have many of my regulars. I lost a lot of my regulars last summer. I have a few that have come back, but if you have it, a few of them only take from me, and I'm only doing short notice, so they take from me every like 3 months. So I'm like, yeah, you're back, but you haven't had a class in 3 months, so you're rusty. So I mean, I'd rather have them take classes from anybody than to not take classes at all. Really, you don't have to wait for me. um, yes, Kelly, it's hard to talk about, but I think it needs to be said. It needs to be out there that even after being with the company for 4.5 years, there's are ups and there are downs, and you just have to say, okay, let's learn from it, let's go from it. But it's really important to diversify. Yes, it can make scheduling a nightmare trying to figure out how to balance many different companies. But I know that if I do end up leaving VIPKID completely, which I don't want to because it's my first ESL company. I mean, I joined them when they were a baby company, when there was less than 3,000 teachers back in August of 2016. I've seen a lot of growth. Oh, Cindy, thank you. I'll end this pretty soon because now I'm getting emotional, guys. um, and now let's start to chain of thought. Where's it gone? Oh, just changes in general. So just as a warning, just kind of wrap it up that VIPKID is no longer, as of March 15th, no longer going to even watch your Kelly. They're not going to watch your reviews if you get a low rating unless it's discriminatory or not teaching related. I mean, there's a few things they're going to look for, but if it's like teaching related, like your teaching style versus the student style, they're not going to invalidate it no matter what. It's going to stay. And unless we send in tickets to say, okay, we need to change to this, it's going to really, really hurt teachers. Teachers are going to get more offline feedback. And again, once you get 3 offline feedbacks, you're on review. Sometimes it's 7 days, sometimes it's 28 days. And you have, like, I had 2 weeks of frenzy open and then 2 weeks of nothing. That that month really, really hurt us financially because we do live kind of month to month and we budget things out. Um, Cindy, you just got a parent offline feedback. I know they're going to come in because parents aren't going to want to leave online feedback. Um, I, I think everybody needs to revamp things and go slowly. Instead of just saying we're not going to do this, say this is what we're going to do instead. I know some parents, some teachers have requested that we can respond publicly to the parents, just like we do in our school. We can respond publicly so that other parents can see both sides of the stories. Because I feel like that shows a good character on the teacher's side. When I look at our school and I see that this parent says XYZ about the class and they didn't like it, the teacher says, well, if you read the description, it says this. I'm sorry that this class was not very good. I wish that, I want to see you again. So they're very kind about the responses. If we can respond in that way in VIPKID, then the parent can see that, oh, it's like a one-time fluke. Or I could write down that I'm so sorry that you had a bad experience. I will work better by trying to get more sleep at night. Or something to that effect because, kids, even last night she was up twice. Thankfully, I only had one class today to get my energy up. But it's like, um, it's hard. So just unless they change that, just warning, please watch your offline feedback. If you get to 3, you kind of like don't get any more. I don't know if 3 is the limit or 4 is when you get caught off. Um, get caught off. Just like the cancellations, you can have 6 per contract. Once you get your 7th, then you're gone. So it could be you can get 3 per contract, but once you get your 4th, then you get reviewed. I'm not sure. I know that I got surprised, got over that amount. Thankfully, I signed my contract. So that was last summer. I signed my contract in August. And since August to now, I've had 0 offline feedbacks. So I'm kind of like, whew, back to, like square one again. So that's good. So just sorry for my rambling. Just want to get out there. Thanks guys for coming. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Kelly.